Hi Sophie, let's have a look. If I look at this one here, okay, so I'm hoping this helps you. But see the 7m, if I write 7m, that really means 7 times m. So when the letters are beside each other, the number is in front of the letter, that just means it's 7 times m. So it had equals 49, so I'm just going to put equals 49. So when I see 7 times m, I know in my head that's 7 times m. So when I take it across to this side, so I draw my arrow, and I think that that is 7 times m. What's the opposite to times? So I think, what's the opposite to times? The opposite to times is divide. And what was the number? It was 7. So now I write underneath m equals, and I can write it as 49 divided by 7, okay, because it was times 7 on this side, so now it's divide by 7 on this side. But because we're doing algebra, we don't tend to write it like that, okay? We tend to write it underneath. So instead of doing that, we would do that, which means it's the same thing. Okay, so m equals 49 how many 7s, or divided by 7. And I can use my math skills, my times tables chart, or I can use my calculator, or I can use my head, and I know that it's 7. Now, you said in your email about the next one, so let's have a look at this. It's 12b equals 60. So if I write 12b equals 60. Now the first thing I think about is, what does this 12b mean? That 12b, I'm going to write it up here, is the same as 12 times b. So I've got my 12 times b, and I think if it's 12 times on this side, when I take it over to that side, I'll draw my arrow in. So I've got 12 times b, okay? So what is it when it goes the opposite? It was times 12 this time, so I do divide by 12. So I write my b down, and then I go 60. How many 12s? Now because we're doing algebra, we tend to write it underneath. And that means 60. How many 12s? So I'm going to write my b down. I'm going to say 60. How many 60. How many 12s? Okay, if we think about it, that's like a dot, the divide and the dot, so it's like a divide sign. So 60, how many 12s? You can use your calculator, times tables chart, but I know 60, how many 12s? Is 5, okay? So if I was to do the next one, if I was going to do C, okay, let's have a think of that. That's 8m equals 56. So what does the 8m mean? The 8m means 8 times m. So I think about that, that's 8 times m. So if it was times 8 on this side, it becomes divide by 8 on this side. I write my m, I get 56. It says divide by 8 over here. So how do I put my divide by 8? Because we're doing algebra now, we tend to put our divide underneath. So m equals 56, how many 8s? And I'm running out of room there, so I should write it underneath, but I'm running out of room. So 56, how many 8s? And I know that that is 6 8s 56. Okay, so hopefully that will help you with these ones. So try that one, this one. It's just a decimal point, okay? So you can use your calculator, but it's 24 will be divided by 2.4. But if you can do, let me circle, if you can do that one, if the decimal points are a bit hard, that's okay. There's another one without a decimal point. If you can do those 1, 2, 3, do these ones exactly the same, but with your calculator, but they're ones that you don't need, not decimals, but see how you go. Anyway, and if you can do this one, it'll end up with 24 divided by 2.4. It's the same pattern. I reckon I might be able to squeeze it down here. I'll squeeze it down here for you. So this is F, okay? So 2.4 H equals 24. So 2.4 times H. So when I do it over here, it becomes a divide by 2.4. So I write my H equals 24, and then I've got to divide, so I put it underneath. I do that, and I can put that in my calculator, and I can figure out what that equals. So hopefully that will help you, okay? Have a good weekend. I'll try and, if you get stuck with the divides, think about that. It's the opposite, okay?